mynews.studio.
There's a new generation of flu vaccines on the horizon. They're being called a game changer for saving lives and tackling antibiotic resistance. The question is, can they actually achieve all that?
Today's date is February 27th, 2026. The World Health Organization just released a prediction. Next-generation flu vaccines could help prevent up to 18 billion cases and save about 6.2 million lives globally by the year 2050. That's a significant shift in the way we manage influenza.
When you compare that to where we are now, it's pretty striking. Each year, seasonal flu causes roughly 1 billion infections and up to 650,000 deaths for respiratory issues. Just in India, influenza claims around 127,000 lives each year.
And the vaccines we have right now, they're not really keeping up, are they? Their effectiveness changes each year, and the protection only lasts for one season. Why are we still using these older types?
That's really the heart of it. The new vaccines take a different approach. Instead of just targeting a couple of strains, they're built for broader protection, covering multiple strains, and the immunity lasts longer, sometimes more than one season. For example, they use conserved stem antigens, which focus on stable parts of the virus. There's also the use of mRNA technology, which we saw with COVID-19 vaccines. Some of these are even delivered intranasally, which is meant to boost mucosal immunity. And there are chemical prophylaxis options too, which don't rely on triggering an immune response at all.
So, these are offering both broader and longer-lasting protection. And with mRNA, we can update vaccines quickly if a new strain comes up. But will people in low-income countries have the same access to these vaccines?
That's a central concern right now. The World Health Organization has set new standards for 2025 that focus on affordability, longer shelf life, and less need for cold storage. They're working on transferring technology so local manufacturers can make these vaccines too. Economically, the models suggest these vaccines could save money by reducing the number of flu cases and cutting back on unnecessary antibiotic use. That's especially significant for lower and middle-income countries.
We learned a lot from how COVID-19 vaccines were rolled out worldwide. Is that experience guiding things this time?
Yes, definitely. The WHO's framework for these flu vaccines borrows a lot from what worked with COVID-19, scaling up technology quickly, tracking new strains globally, and working together on policy. They're also trying to smooth out regulatory hurdles, which slowed down things during the pandemic. The goal is to build trust and speed up access, but without compromising on safety along the way.
Who's likely to benefit the most from these new vaccines?
It's the most at-risk groups: older adults, young kids, pregnant women, and people with chronic conditions. These are the populations where the vaccines are most cost-effective, so the benefit is both medical and economic.
There's another layer here: antibiotic resistance. How does a better flu vaccine help with that?
Current flu vaccines already prevent about 10 million unnecessary antibiotic doses each year by stopping secondary infections. If the new vaccines are widely adopted, we could avoid up to 1.3 billion daily antibiotic doses by 2050. That would take a lot of pressure off antimicrobial resistance, which is one of the big threats to global health right now.
So what has to go right for this to succeed? Is it just about the science, or are there other challenges?
It's a mix of science, logistics, and public trust. The vaccines need to be safe, effective, last long enough, and be stable across different temperatures. Pricing is part of it, and so is building public confidence. The WHO just updated its guidelines to help developers meet these goals, aiming for vaccines that work in a lot of different health systems.
To sum up, we might be looking at a real change in how we prevent flu and slow down antibiotic resistance, if these next-generation vaccines are rolled out fairly and people are willing to get them.
Exactly. If this works, we could see fewer deaths, less severe illness, and less antibiotic misuse over time. What we learned from COVID-19 has paved the way, but the next few years will be crucial.
That wraps up our look at the future of flu vaccines and public health.
Thanks for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.